Up next now, we are ready for the next run. Satan herself is going to be with us the fantastic game, Children. What do you got for us?
Well, we have got some amazing stuff for you all. Welcome to Children of the Sun, and thanks to all of your generous donations, we have upgraded this run to an all challenges run. And because challenges are kind of the only thing that this game has that isn't any percent, more or less, this is kind of like a 100% run also. So it's kind of like almost everything the game has to offer in one run. So very excited for it. I have some amazing people on couch. I guess we'll start with Happy.
Yes. Hi, I'm Happy by 3. I haven't run this game yet, but I have learned the whole run so I can commentate it, because I want to do it eventually.
Hello everyone, I'm Waffle. I'm world record holder for the main category of this game, and I'm very excited to be here and watch the first All Challenges run.
Yeah, hi, I'm René, and I never ran the game, but I made the game. So I hope that qualifies me to join.
Be clear to everybody, Renee literally made this game. This is a single dev game, so and this is the first time Renee has been on for any live experience of this this speed run. So we are so lucky to have him here. Yeah, super exciting. Yeah, this is going to be all of the levels, and we're going to complete the challenges in each level. And then we're going to wait for the little challenge text to come up at the end of each level. So that'll actually build a little bit more time in, so more time tick for everybody. Very exciting. The timer does not start on when I click go hunting. It starts when the first level starts. So I will go ahead and click go hunting so that we can get ourselves started as soon as possible. Here we go. Yeah, also as a slight warning, there may be flashing lights at certain points in this game, and there's also some text that is not completely PG. So just as a warning.
Yeah, at other events we've run in Mandarin, because Mandarin is the most PG translation, but Big is nice and said we can have no words on the screen. So,
Yeah,
thanks, Big.
we don't have because the first level's challenge. Oh, I forgot to wait. Sorry, we do it again. I'm so used to the any percent thing, which is where you just exit out of the level every time you do it. Like the moment you finish.
Muscle memory is strong.
It's really strong. But in the first level, you just have to shoot everybody in the head. Oh, and we got the arm. The third guy's the hardest one because his arm kind of gets in the way. But regardless,
you're just giving us extra time to explain the game. Like,
goodness, yeah, just start explaining. I'm not going to talk anymore. Please talk for me. Yeah, there's a reason I have people on comms for this game, because it is a high precision, high focus game. Go ahead.
Yeah, so just kind of an overview of what's happening. This is a puzzle game. You are trying to hit all of the targets in each level, but the core twist is that you can redirect your bullet after the target. Basically, if you could see all of these puzzles from the top down, they'd probably be fairly easy. But because it is a third-person shooter and we don't have all of the information all the time, you have to kind of survey the area, figure out where everyone is, map out what you think is your best bet for how to approach everything, and then execute that. So it makes the casual gameplay a really interesting mix of like information hunting and then making decisions about what you think is the best route, and then trying that, possibly failing, and then rerouting and figuring out, what you did wrong and how you can fix it. So you're basically doing what we do with speedrunning when you play this game casually, but then when you speedrun it, you just do that better.
Yeah. Although there are some glitches and tricks that we are going to show off throughout the run that aren't quite what you would come up with or see in a casual experience. So definitely look forward to that.
On that level, we had our first instance of shootable objects, not just people. So anything with like a gas tank, you can also redirect after you hit it. If you hit like a wall or like a stone in the way or a tree or something, it will fail the level. But you can hit gas tanks, they will explode and kill anything nearby, and then you also get a redirect.
Point out that when you see that sort of like little text on the bottom of the screen, so in this one it was bullets that burn or bullets that hurt, that is getting the challenge. We do have to wait for the sort of challenge complete at the end of each level to sort of lock that in. But when you see the text on the screen with the little yellow cross out in there, that's sort of telling you that's what did it to get the challenge. The challenges are really cool in this game. Also, Renee can obviously talk about how he thought about designing them. But they kind of have little prompts that you kind of have to figure out the challenge from at the beginning of each level, which is cool. Also,
It is
this is
like a
the main glitch we use in this run. Sorry, I have to explain this during breakfast time. We go ahead and pause at the right time, just after shooting these animals, and that makes it so that the bullet speeds up. I missed that one, unfortunately, and you can see just how much slower that is when you miss it. We are going to be using it in this level, and a couple in the rest of the run. All right, continue.
Yeah, those challenges are like riddles, you need to solve them.
Yeah, exactly. So it's basically, it was more an idea to have it as an element of world building as well, which may or may not just explain or like gives you a little of hints of what you can do in a level, just to make people try to explore the game a little bit more and just get a little bit out of the usual way of how they play a game.
Trying
open
to
it up
show
a
off
little bit.
another bird glitch here. But it's a tricky one to get because that one is far away and flies.
Yeah, in this particular
from you.
level we need to kill 2 birds and only then finish a level.
There we go.
Also, this is
Feeling
the first
from the
level
top.
where we get introduced
Always do that muscle memory. Go
uh,
ahead.
it is the first level where we can change the trajectory of our bullet.
Mm-hmm. Which is so
Yeah,
awesome.
bird glitch is actually
It
quite
feels so good
interesting.
to do that. Continue.
The bird glitch is quite interesting actually because I thought, I guess one of you posted it, put up some video of it, and I was looking it up what is going wrong there, and I didn't find it. I couldn't figure out what exactly causes the glitch, so I think it's pretty funny. So it will
We can
stay
also
there.
do that
I'm
with
not gonna
humans.
fix it. Oh, with humans as well.
Yes, but it is nearly frame perfect, so
Ah.
it is not used in the runs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can do it in
lose more
humans,
time
but
pausing.
yeah,
Okay.
you can do it in humans, but the timing is just very, very strict. It's literally 1 frame where the camera zooms in, so we don't use that in runs. It's too precise. But for birds and fish, the timing is pretty large, so we are totally able to use it.
Yeah.
That's
So
interesting.
we're headed to Gallery of Heads, and it's gonna look like we're wasting time. I swear to God, we're not.
Yeah, we're
This
not.
game runs on load removed time, so the load
Mhm.
remover doesn't time the run during cutscenes. So if we just watch this cutscene, the enemies are in better positions at the end of the cutscene.
Yeah,
And
that guy
since
needs
the
to run
cutscene
up the
doesn't count against your
stairs.
time, you might as
Then,
well.
exactly. It's nice. I kind of zoomed in on that guy.
I mean, to be
Yep.
fair,
I really
it
wanna
saves a
know-
lot of time, because it only wastes 3 seconds RTA.
Yeah, and the loads are
Oh.
just very different between consoles, between people's PCs, so we kind of
Mm.
should do that. It's egalitarian.
I really want to know about the not achievements. You ever get caught on the wrong word and then you're stuck on it? The things that
Totally.
are like achievements, but not. Um,
Challenges?
I'm just interested to know like how many variations of the names you went through, Renee, because like the names are really, really smart. And like it's such a
Yes.
good feeling as a casual player when you finally figure out what the little clue means. And like
Also, I
how many
recommend
drafts
watching
of
this
those?
real quick. So I'm holding down right mouse click when I shoot there, which lets me do a redirect immediately as I go through there, so you can snake around to that part of the building. Really great routing. All right, continue. Sorry.
So
that
a lot
was
of the
just done.
titles from the challenges are pieces of lyrics from songs, for example. It's just
Oh, really?
I looked
Cool.
up I don't know songs I like, and just like when there was like pieces or something which I think sound cool, and I could connect it somehow to a challenge, then I just used it actually.
So like the names kind of came before the challenges.
Yes, kind of. And then I figured
That's
out, okay,
super
where would
interesting.
it make sense?
How
How
to
can I
connect
use
them
it?
back. Oh, that's really
I
cool.
just made like
That's
a
so
list,
cool.
not all just song titles or lyrics. I just adjusted things. But basically, yeah, I just made a list of things which I thought sound cool, which could imply something, and then I just used it.
Oh, thank goodness X was nice.
It was a
Sorry,
really nice axe.
This is the only RNG element in pretty much the entire run, and luckily it was fairly nice to me, although, oh no. The controls in this level are very unintuitive if you play the entire rest of the game, and then you control this level and it's just completely different.
People hate it. Some people really hate it.
Most of them
I thought
actually.
it was really funny to do.
Yeah, unfortunately. I do think it's funny. I think that is absolutely accurate. It's just also, yeah, it's tough in the middle of this run, which is all about like precision shooting, you know, and point and click. In the middle of that, to go to the sort of like 2D aspect of that. And there's also RNG in that level, which is where the heads decide to spawn, and there's no RNG in the entire rest of the run. So it's just a huge pace break.
Okay, so breaking context, there's a lot to talk about during this short level. To begin with, we have a new type of enemy that carries a shield. Normally, he will block your bullet if he faces your direction, and you would need to shoot him from behind. But in this case, this particular enemy sticks out his arm, and you can kill him by shooting in his arm. Also, you can see that some of the enemies, some of their body parts are glowing, and it's because we game introduced us a new mechanic that we completely ignored because you can complete the level without it. The thing is, if you shoot 3 glowing body parts, you get 2 of them. Sorry. You get a re-aim ability, and
Yeah, this little one that we're doing, you can actually just kind of re-aim throughout the entire level.
yeah, it is not an angle. It is not a specific angle. You can re-aim whenever you want.
Yeah, and wherever you want, essentially. So it's just very, very nice. All right, here. I'm gonna use that re-aim to make sure I hit this. Oh. And that actually is the challenge there, is making sure that you explode that car next to the other cultists who are clapping. And that does the challenge. It's very
Yeah,
cool. That routing
it's-
is one of the best.
It also saves a lot of time in 90%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of time. And that was another instance where we waited in the cutscene just a little bit to get the cars into the right positions to be able to use for our purposes. And yeah, some of them we really just get with the any percent portion. Like this one too, shooting the truck gets the challenge. And we already want to do that anyway because explosions kill guys much quicker.
That's just good advice in general.
Explosions kill people much quicker.
Yeah, not just for COTS, just like good life advice.
In general. We do not endorse violence here on the Clock Tower Twitch. Or Time Tick. Speaking of Time Tick, Peebs, have you got anything you want to tell us?
All right, let me give an update on that superliminal category choice. Currently, glitchless is at 25 pounds and jumpless is at 40 pounds. And, excuse me, pardon me. Glitchless, of course, is no glitches allowed. Jumpless has glitches. You cannot go out of bounds. Also, jumping is not allowed. So,
Oh,
if you
jeez.
Jumpless is currently in the lead, but if you want to see glitchless, you know, it's only 15 pounds behind. So get those donations in.
Yeah, and it's weird. This one we kind of are still routing this particular level for the challenges because it has a specific like win condition that's a little bit obscure. And right now it looks like our timing is not very good here.
Yeah, it is a very hard level because of those moving rail cars.
Yeah.
To complete the challenge in this one, you need to shoot the bullet through 2 rail cars, but in fact you can just shoot through one along the train.
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait for this sort of like flatbed car to come up. And then I'm going to wait for this sort of like mouth of it to be open. Again, we're still sort of routing this. It's one of the less conventional challenges. And as soon as we go through enough, we can redirect back. And then I'm gonna shoot this guy
Nice.
and that guy.
Nice.
It was
So
a cool
on
way
the
to
fly.
get the challenge.
Pun intended. Yes, it is a cool way. Waffle knew about that and I didn't. I think it's pretty cool. But if we get the right timing there, we can do it a lot quicker than that. Obviously, we won't have to wait for the car to go by.
That's
But still working on it.
until about 25 minutes ago, I thought that was the intended solution.
Oh, you did it
That's
like
what I
that?
did.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's what I did casually because I don't know, it made sense to me.
Same.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's-
Yes?
Yes, like I did it kind of in my casual playthrough as well. I didn't know any other way.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I did it through shooting through the rail cars, which is much harder, side to side, in my casual playthrough.
Honestly,
Also,
until I
if you
saw it
could
just
see
now,
my...
I'd never considered it.
That's why I love the challenges in this game. They're like they're so creative, and everybody's gonna have their own interpretation of what to do. Also, if you could see my camera right now, you would be seeing that I'm playing this level with no hands. All you have to do is move your cursor all the way to the right, and the character auto walks until the end. And you just have to click to interact with the character at the end here. So I have this in my splits as look ma, no hands.
I also didn't
There's
know
no
that you
challenge on
could.
this one also.
I didn't know that you could ignore those people in my
Ah.
playthrough.
Yeah, it's really just a trigger at the end. It's
Yep.
just like a pure little story element. This level, there's very little, I mean, no gameplay basically.
Yep. Also, yeah, do you want to talk about the story at some point? The story in this game is told like somewhat unconventionally, I think, and I think it's quite interesting the way that it's done.
Yeah, so
Why you
basically
decided to do it this way.
I always imagine it as a road trip of revenge basically. It's about you and your family growing up inside of a cult, and things start to go south with your family, and you then escape this cult and take revenge. And the way the story is told is more, it's not really telling the story, it's just more explaining the background. And it's more about the feeling, the emotion, which is trying to convey. So it's not really like a storytelling as telling a story with this happens and then this happens and then something else. It's just about conveying a feeling.
Artistic, I thought. I got very much the same feel from that as you're describing. Also, yeah, now we have armored enemies, if somebody wants to explain that.
Yeah, bullet go fast. Waffle, any thoughts?
I completely agree.
Now we have guys with armor on them, and bullet need to go fast to kill those guys. So that's what we got.
Maybe
Also,
what we
bullet
can
go
add
fast
is,
means go fast. So we have another way to save time in this route.
Yeah,
In this run.
but going fast also means that you need distance. The speed builds up over time. So you need to sometimes create more distance to an enemy to have enough time, enough distance to build up enough speed to penetrate the armor.
Yeah, there's some extra shots on those cars just to get the challenge. The challenge is making there be a lot of distance that your bullet needs to cover. So we did it. And exactly as as y'all were saying, you need a lot of distance to be able to kill certain enemies from far away and to get your bullet up fast enough. You're going to see that in the first enemy in this level. So that sort of like purple thing is how you know that you've got a fast enough bullet and that you fired it from far enough away to be able to kill an armored guy. We're gonna see it again here. Although this one actually doesn't give the purple corona, we just know it works. This one does though. All right, continue
That's
on
my
with the
favorite
commentary.
absolutely accurate piece of physics in this game is that as bullets travel, they get faster.
Exactly. Hey, we have telekinetic powers. There's already some wonky stuff going on in this game with the physics.
We're doing great. Oh, I just love that level. Like, casually, Open Mic Night is maybe my favorite single level from a game this year.
Open
Like,
Mic Night in
just
hell. It's in my
in hell.
house.
That's just
Where
a
I come
normal open mic at a college bar.
Also,
Yes.
if I remember correctly, that's actually an Easter egg for the Suda 51 games.
Yes, it is.
And
Like the
this
same
level as well, because
yeah. Back-to-back references to No More Heroes, basically.
is it just No More Heroes or other games as well?
First.
Well, I feel like Killer 7 has been a really big inspiration for me. Just there's something very interesting about it, that how you can take the game apart and every piece by itself is not really good, but it all comes together into this great game, how I feel like. And it's like a very something that I would like to look up to, basically. Like that you make something
You have to go through the doors on the bottom. So that's why I did that little redirect after that guy come back. Anyways, continue. Sorry.
No, it's all fine. Okay.
It's really cool hearing about like what inspired this game, because this game clearly is just like such a product of like artistic inspiration. So
Yeah.
please talk
I
away.
was, like,
Also, oh no, we failed. We didn't actually fail. You'll see.
Yeah, the thing is, even though we are dead, the game goes on, and the first stage of the level is still playing. We only need to wait until it ends, because we still can enter the second stage even in this state.
I had no
Yep.
idea.
Yeah,
Go.
like
Hey, it's much better for us. I would so much rather just click restart here than have to worry about the flaming
Yeah.
piles. So
And
I'm
now-
all good.
I'm gonna fix
And
it right
now-
now.
No,
Please.
don't fix it. No,
We-
we love it.
we will don't patch. It is not a problem.
Or fix it and give us a down patch.
Yes, that works too.
So if we wait around 6 seconds in the beginning of this stage, some of the cars will align very conveniently for us, and we can explode 4 cars with only 2 shots. This level was terrible before new route was found.
We worked together on that, but Waffle mostly routed that one out, so it's pretty cool. This is actually a really, really hard part of the run. So I'm gonna focus up just a little bit. Y'all would like to talk about whatever you'd like to talk about. There's a very precise shot later.
Part of why this is hard is because of this new mechanic, the big yellow circle, as evidenced by the big yellow circle on your screen.
The big yellow circle. Yeah, actually what I have to do right now, I'm going to explain it and why it's so difficult, is I have to shoot through the big yellow circle and hit that with the redirect from the big yellow circle going on. All right, now you can keep explaining the big yellow circle.
Yeah, so just like we have psychokinetic powers to redirect bullets, so do some other cult members. And so the big yellow circle is sort of a radius around them where they will deflect and redirect your bullet once. So it adds another level of complexity to the puzzles. And in terms of speedrunning, it adds more time because we have to hit that in such a way that our bullet doesn't like die and lose the whole level, and then redirect to actually hit the person before it respawns. Because I do not remember what the timer is, but I do know that it can come back.
Yeah. So you have to make sure that your routing sort of takes that into account, and you kill the guy before that comes back. We'll really see that in the second to last level, Valley Path. That's probably going to be the biggest time for that. No? You're not going to give it to me? That's unfortunate. Let's see if we can redirect from here.
We're improvising.
Yep. It's the challenge was supposed to. Yeah, no, that's not gonna do it. That's all right. Restart. Yeah, there's a challenge here where you're supposed to go up high and fly through a bunch of debris, and it's kind of hard to clip the trigger for that, while also doing the optimal route. So let's try it again.
Yeah, casually, I just assumed avoid the debris meant like beat the whole level without hitting any debris, and
Right.
I was
Although then
very
you would
upset
just
when
die.
I did that and it didn't trigger it, and I was like, come on.
Yeah, basically somewhere more central there is just a trigger.
There we go.
Exactly. Like if you go through it, then it unlocks the challenge.
That's what it's supposed to look like. So there you go.
Yeah, it was so forgiving that time. That's weird.
But yeah, that's almost the normal route,
Hooray.
just with that little deviation. So it saves quite a lot of time, actually, rather than making your own route for it, which is something I did. But then Waffle told me that you don't have to. So, hooray. Also, this is the level that will look the absolute most different than an any percent playthrough, because of a special timer mechanic that we're going to deal with here.
Yeah, this level is quite unique, not only because it has a timer, but also because it features a tall building with 3 floors and underground garage. So what we need to do is to shoot enemies and move our bullet in and out, trying to kill them all.
Yeah, and more enemies are going to spawn once the timer runs out. It's funny because the timer comes up, and just as a player of this game, casually, you're like, oh my gosh, I have to finish the level before this timer is out, because I don't know what's going to happen. But what happens is that there's more enemies, and you complete the challenge. So it's kind of a funny 1-2 punch. Ooh, that's interesting. Got it.
Wow.
I was a little worried about that one.
I was too. I thought that was going to hit the
Angle
shield.
was unideal, but that's
Love to see
okay.
it.
We're all good. Don't need to worry.
Okay, so now timer will reach 0 and additional animals will spawn.
It's been a while.
There we go. And then we'll defeat this guy.
Very nice.
A lot of them are armored as well, but they're placed in nice locations for us to be able to sort of go from here to this new enemy and then back to this one. So very convenient. And it's really just a slight deviation on the route, but you have to wait a while, and enemies just appear in the middle of the level, which I think is a really fun sort of little thing. And it's hidden behind this timer mechanic that most people wouldn't even think to try. So it's just cool. I also love the element of this game where you get to see your route after every time you beat a level.
Same.
So fun. Yeah, please play this game casually, by the way. It's so fun.
Do it. We are entering Enter the Heart, which is a really good level for our good friend Thebes to talk a little bit.
True.
Whoa. Okay, well, currently we are sitting at 215 pounds total out of our 1,000 pounds goal for today. We have a $15 donation from Anonymous. Thank you so much for that donation, who says, shout out to all the lovely folks keeping the cogs of time tick turning in the background. Less than 3. This donation is going to balance, aka chaos. Someone tip the scales while you still can. And yes, that 15-pound donation has gone toward the glitchless superliminal run by the Masked Mango, which is coming up later. And that also means that glitchless and jumpless are currently tied. So if you want to see one or the other, get your donations in before the start of that superliminal run.
Also, the reason that I failed that level there is because there's a weird hitbox from the tree that sometimes interferes with your shot there. Really strange, but no problem. We're all good. The challenge here requires that we kill these 2 cultists that are floating back to back. Consecutive prayers kill. As you can see, names are very cool in this game for the challenges. Ah, man, the tree. Yeah,
It's
that
a
one
weird
hitbox
slider.
is a huge problem. Yeah,
I'm gonna
unfortunately.
write that one down.
Thank
Like,
you.
that shouldn't be
That
that
one
wide.
we do want to see fixed. I've never lost to it twice in a run, so cursed. The live curse.
Say the
Live
thing.
support here.
Say the thing.
It's never happened before. What?
Let's go!
Say the line, Bart.
And I've also never lost to it like that. That's a new way to lose to that tree.
That's what marathons are for. Finding new ways to fail at your speed game.
Yep, exactly. Hooray. At least we get these helpful tags, so this is something you're not going to see too much in the run in general, but the game does give you sort of like little markers for the enemies you've already killed for your subsequent attempts, so it's nice to kind of have that when you're going back in to a level that you've already
Super
tried.
helpful casually to remember where stuff is, because some of them get pretty complicated when you're trying to figure it out as a casual player, and you're like, how many guys are there, and am I missing one? And like, it's nice to just have information about what you've already routed.
So Wallepath is a very interesting level because out of 9 enemies, 4 of them are armored, 2 of them have force fields, and 1 of them has a shield. And our challenge is to beat it without shooting any environment targets.
And yeah, this first guy, oh man,
Oh,
that's
unlucky.
brutal. Yeah, usually you'd be good if you did it on that timing, just missed it. Yeah, that first guy is the one where it's kind of tight with the routing to be able to get him at all while the yellow thing is going, but that's why I got my safety redirects. So we're all good. And this is, by the way, the second to the last level, so we're coming up on the end decently soon. But the last level is the longest
You're
one,
getting there.
so
Last level is enormous.
yeah. It's the only sort of 2-stage level in the entire run. Yeah, Renee, if you want to talk about kind of how you came up with all of the ideas for Temple, that would be super, super cool.
I just knew that I wanted to make something which is kind of special. Was playing with the idea of doing some kind of boss. That was the original idea, to have like a boss which is on multiple stages, and it's a very gamey idea it was. But it just didn't really fit with the rest of the game. So like instead I made the level itself a multiple stage level by basically having literally multiple stages of enemies which you can only access after getting rid of the previous stage of enemies.
Because it really does.
That's why we're getting these guys first, and then the force field comes on down.
It really does feel cumulative when you play it casually. Like, this level feels like the culmination of all the skills you learned in a really cool way, and it feels like a final stage. But
yes,
you're totally right. A boss fight would have felt wild. After you do 25 levels of kind of the same mechanic, it would have felt really weird to suddenly be in a boss fight. So like, I love the way you did this.
Yeah, I think it's the perfect way to sort of cap off this game's experience is the way Temple has gone here, so it's awesome. There, I was hoping to hit the car earlier to be able to do a multi-kill explosion with the guy in the watchtower, but unfortunately didn't get quite a fast enough cycle for that, so we had to wait just a little bit, but not a problem. Perfectly fine backup.
And there's a big skip coming up. So before you
Yep,
kill
this
the
is the
leader,
biggest
there's a
skip in the
pretty long
game.
cutscene, but it is not a cinematic and it is not a video. We are still playing the game during that cutscene, and we have control over our bullet. We just get teleported somewhere far away out of bounds, and you will see us entering the buffer zone
Yeah.
and flying to the trigger. And for that, we need a
Is
bird.
this the right bird, Waffle?
I mean, it's too late. I think.
Not
It's on bird.
necessarily. Jeez. Where is
Where
the
did
other
the other one go?
Yeah, I don't know where it is. I don't even know where it is. That's really odd. Okay. Well, there is another bird over
Crazy.
there.
I mean, you can
That does
manage to do
exist.
that from this perspective.
Yeah, I can probably. Ah. Ah.
Perfect.
Ah.
Ooh, that was
I'll get you there.
clutch. That was extremely clutch. I've never had to do that backup.
And that's
and we
time.
did it live. So that's kind of awesome. That's time.
It worked.
GG.
Oh.
That was very
Also,
sick.
technically, that was the first valid run of that category ever. So, world record.
go.
Yay! I'll improve this
Technical
by
record.
minutes later, like easily, but because of all of those backups and everything. But that was still super cool. Oh, I'm glad I got to show off the end there. That little like flashing thing of scenes there. That's not supposed to flash like that. Once again, we sort of skip that. So, yeah. It's because of that sort of like it being the live part of the game, so we can use that speed up bullet to actually literally go faster in that part of the level.
Yeah, it's
I'm so
supposed to
glad
be
I had
much
all
smoother.
charges there. I wouldn't have been able to back it up without that. So very nice. All
Nice,
right, I'm
it
gonna
was a
play the
really
final
good run.
cutscene and
It
y'all
was very
can
nice to
talk.
see.
Thank you. It was amazing to have you on. Any final remarks from our game creator and developer Renee would be amazing.
I'm just happy to see people enjoying the game to an extent that they want to speedrun it. I don't know, like when I started making the game, I didn't really expect that anyone will actually like it. So I don't know, seeing people to enjoy it and just getting so deep into the mechanics and these kind of things to do actually a speedrun is really cool to me. So I'm really happy to see it. I'm really glad that you're doing it.
I mean, this game is an incredible speed game. It's a great casual experience as well, but I really think it's like built for speedrunning in a way. Also, hey, look at that. Whose name is up on the screen? But I really think it's kind of built for speed in a lot of ways because of the combination of routing and precision and timing that you need to do for a lot of things in the game. So I don't know. I think this is a wonderful game. Please play it or speedrun it. We would absolutely love to have more members of the community. Waffle here is the GOAT. He's faster than all of us and does an amazing job with routing. So if you have any questions, you can ask him as well as me. And
Yeah, also on the
thanks for
leaderboards,
having
I
me.
think.
Yeah.
No, just Waffles also on the leaderboards, I think everywhere pretty much first place, right?
Yeah.
Yes, because aside from speedrunning, you can also score hunt in this game.
Yes, and Waffle's
It has a
also the
leaderboard.
top on many levels for that as well. Yeah, we turned off the scores because that brings up Steam names for this run, so we've played this offline. But if you're interested in score-based play, this game totally has you covered as well. And we've got to keep going because time is ticking, as they say. I hope that y'all liked this run. If you want to see more of me, I don't stream this game very frequently because, as you saw, very hard to play and talk with this one. But I do post my PBs on YouTube. That's at SatanHerself. And I stream all sorts of other stuff, including Peggle, Plants vs. Zombies, and other things that I feel like doing at Satan Isn't Herself on Twitch. And if my couch would like to give some plugs, and then we move on away.
Yeah. I'm happy by 3. I run a couple other games. I'll be learning this game soon. Now that I'm done like hard grinding one game for GDQ submissions. I'm mostly playing Crypt Custodian lately, but we'll be learning this next. And you can find me at
I can't
Happy by 3 on
wait.
Twitch.
Yeah, once again, I'm Waffle. I occasionally speedrun and stream very niche indie games, and you can find me on flying_waffle. And that's all from me.
Yeah, I mean, and it would be great to see more people maybe join the speedrunning Discord of Children of the Sun. If anyone wants to join, I'm not entirely sure how to find the Discord. Maybe someone else can.
It is on our speedrun.com page.
Okay,
Did
cool.
you find it, Renee?
How I found it randomly on the speedrun.com page, I think.
Ah, well, there you go. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were so excited when you came into the server. We were like, "That's Renee."
I'm always happy to see that something is happening there, and it's cool. It's fun to see.
Absolutely. Also, I'll be back on Time Tech later as a host for some amazing runs later in the day. So if you're watching, please don't go anywhere. This is an incredible marathon, some amazing people. Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
And thank you, Satan, for being here. That was an absolutely fantastic game. I mean, it's very slick, it's very cool, it's very awesome. So I love watching this game. While we wait for cryostasis, run by Astrid the Horror Girl, to be set up, which is right up next, let me read a couple of donations. We have 10 pounds from May, who says, "No jump, Angie face." And May has donated that 10 pounds towards Jumpless, broken the tie. We also have 20 pounds from Gulch 2, no comment, but that 20 pounds also goes to Jumpless. Which means, ba-ba-da-ba. I mean, we still have time. We still have a few minutes before that run. And by a few minutes, I mean, an hour. But Jumpless is currently at 70 pounds, and Glitchless is currently at 40 pounds. So again, if you want Glitchless, get those donations in. And after a short break, we will be back with Astrid the Horror Girl running cryostasis. So get up, stretch, grab a snacky, go potty, and we will see you soon.